Hello February, good month this month. Don't have apologies, I actually have things to show for it. So my goal, as I said last month, was going to be do a video of some kind every month. And I had a plan for a specific video that I was gonna do this month. Didn't get that one done, but I got another one done, so that's okay, right? It's okay. Hopefully it's okay. The video I really wanted to get done this month is kind of a big collaborative video. So because of the nature of a collaborative video, it's not gonna go as smoothly, just naturally, because there's many people involved. So as a result, you know, I was trying to get it done this month, not gonna happen, so I just kind of threw up my arms and thought, I guess I'm not getting a video done this month. And I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she knew that I really wanted to get a video. I felt like I was letting everyone down because I was like, just last month I resolved to freaking do it, you know? And she said, well, is there anything that you could do with this much time left? I was like, at the time it was like 10 days until the end of the month. And I was like, probably not. She's like, isn't there any game you could just do like something quick on? And I'm like, actually, I think there is, you know? So this video is thanks to her, because I would have just kind of, you know, like I said, kind of given up, I guess, because there was no way I was going to get the video I wanted to get out, but I just didn't really think about what else could I really get done in that short of time. It just seemed too short to do. This video that I've got, that I haven't mentioned yet, it's a game quickie for a game called Monster Rancher Hop-A-Bout, which is a really weird, quirky, fun game, right up my alley kind of game. If you've ever played it, you know it's probably pretty fun. You probably know it's fun. If not, it's a good way to introduce you to this cool game. I think it's cool. It's a goofy game. Hopefully you like it. I don't want to talk about it too much because you can just watch the video. So this is Friday when I'm recording this. Tomorrow's Saturday. It should be up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. But I'll have links and updates with annotations, and I'll tweet about it and stuff. So that video, it took me exactly 1 week from start to finish to get it done. 5.5 minute video, and I think it's polished. You know, it's not just like a throwaway video, really. I think it's a really good game quickie, you know, maybe the best game quickie I've done, I don't know. I think it's funny, I think it's good. You know, I sound super cocky right now, and I'm not trying to be, I'm just trying to say, like, I did it really quick, but I don't think quality suffered. You guys will have to let me know on that. If you want to see things like this, that's probably what, you know, about what you could expect for a monthly video. Although this one came out in a week, so if I planned on doing one video a month and I started from the beginning of the month and went to the end, could probably do something a little more substantial than just a game quickie. But you know, I like to do those every once in a while, kind of break it up, keep it fresh. I've never liked to do the same kind of thing over and over. You've kind of noticed that, you know, I'll do a couple of maybe Zapper videos and then I'll do something else. And of course there's massive gaps in between, which is what I'm trying to avoid. Hopefully something new every month. Be on RetroWare as usual, and then, you know, several days, a week later or something, I'll post done here. So go peep it out there first, and then you can peep it out here later. So that's what I got video-wise this month. Still got other stuff to come. But so for next month, I'm hoping by the end of the month, I'll have the video done that I was just talking about, that I haven't really told you what it is, because I just want to keep it like a, you know, it's not a big secret or whatever, but it's going to be kind of a spoof collaborative video sort of thing. I'll leave it at that. And then next month, at least part 1. And possibly it will be a two-part video maybe, because there's a lot of footage, and you know, just watching it, it's freaking hilarious to me, and probably the people involved in. Is it gonna be hilarious to everyone else? Hopefully. So we'll see, and I'll get that out hopefully next month, and we'll see what else, you know, maybe just that, maybe something else, who knows. Podcast episode 21, 2, 21? I don't know, 22 maybe? It doesn't matter which podcast it is. This one we did kind of a loose theme. We decided, you know, like, what are we gonna do, you know, February and stuff, and Andrew said, hey, let's do like presidential games, and we're like, well, you know, that's obviously not gonna happen, so we took it like, I was like, hey, it's Valentine's Day, it's like the month of love, let's just talk about video games we love. And so it was very loose, of course, and as it always is, you know, if you listen to podcasts, you know how loose we are, but it was fun, and peep it out. Hopefully it shall be out tomorrow? I don't know. Should be out by the end of the month. It's in the can, just needs to get uploaded, and that's always kind of a technical process. Takes a little bit of time to get it up, both on not in iTunes and in iTunes. In iTunes. Perfect. That's what I meant. So links, annotations down here if I need to tell you otherwise, and tweet about it. That's what I do. Speaking of the podcast, there's gonna be some new guests on. I don't wanna talk about who it is because of course it's gonna be a few months from now, and it's also one of those kinds of things I don't wanna say so-and-so is gonna be on and then complications and I can't have so-and-so on. So a couple people that, you know, you'll know who they are probably. I've talked about them before. Have a couple people on different podcasts, and it'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And you could see that in the coming months. I'm thinking probably starting in April or May. So look forward to it. I am. I'm looking forward to it, so there's that. So those are the things I've done. Let's talk about what I'm doing and not doing and stuff like that. Album, still not done. Thinking it's probably gonna be April at this point because, well, a number of factors. For one thing, you know, the collaboration I did with Ben is one of the factors, and the other one is just that I'm just not happy with some of them the way they are, because there's kind of a gap in quality. Like, you know, some of these tracks are up to nearly a decade old, and some of them I did like a couple months ago. So there's obviously in the album's cohesiveness, it's a little rocky, I suppose, because you can tell like, oh yeah, no, that sounds like a song you made 10 years ago. There's kind of a theme to the album, but it's a bit loose, and I think that consistency in tracks is going to be up and down, so we'll see how it goes. This is just kind of something that I've really wanted to do. I've had these tracks and I've intended to do something with them for a long time. It's kind of one of those things I kind of need to offload, and not in a bad way. I think they're still quality tracks, but I kind of need to, in order to move forward, I need to just kind of closure, done with those tracks. I want to move on to new stuff. I want to try, you know, and kind of make my own new sound. So anyway, in addition to some of the tracks not being where I want them to be, all of them production-wise need help. And I'm very not technical. I like the creative part of music, but music is also technical. I mean, there's math involved in that kind of stuff if you want to get technical, but I try not to, even though sometimes it is a little technical at times. But, you know, the actual production of the music, you know, I'm not good with figuring out the levels and the EQ on the GQ, and I don't know. So hopefully in the coming months that. As I mentioned last month, there had been, you know, a handful of people over time asking, hey, you know, I've got this thing I want to send you, and I'm like, I really want to get that, but, you know, I haven't been able to put together a P.O. box. As I mentioned, money problems, and it's not free to get a P.O. box, so I had to look into, okay, can I do it? And I ended up getting one, so I got one last month. When I got the P.O. box, I knew there were a few people that had been trying to send me stuff or wanting to send me stuff, and so I messaged them, and I also put a blast out on Twitter, just like, hey, in case any of the people that wanted to send stuff were on Twitter, you could send me, here's the P.O. box, and hey, here's the P.O. box. Again, I'm not asking you guys for anything. This is for those of you that had already planned on sending me something, or just, hey, you wanted to send me something, sweet, but I'm not asking for anything. If you want to, cool. If you don't, also cool. Speaking of which, I have gotten 2 packages. So I've got those, I'm saving them to the end of the video because I think I haven't opened them. I don't know what's in them, so it'll be kind of like an unboxing. I'm not gonna take a lot of your time to do that, but you know, maybe you'll be interested in it. I think it's awesome. I'm excited about it, so I'm gonna save it to the end because it's, you know, I'm delaying gratification for myself. Do you care? Hopefully, but maybe not. So anyway, if any of you wanted to send anything to my P.O. box, it is P.O. Box 745292, Arvada, Colorado 80006. You got the 4-digit routing number or whatever, 5292. So that's that. Log it away. I'm not gonna be asking you for stuff, but if you want to, there you can hit it. So since I said I wanna save like best for last, you know, stuff that I got, it's best for last for me anyway. I wanna talk about what I've been playing, and then I'm gonna show you what I've got, because yes, I do have pickups. You could probably see them over here, and I'm kind of ashamed, but especially since I've said I've had monetary problems lately, which I have, I just went dummy. I went dummy, and you can see the level of dummy. So dumb. So as far as games I've been playing, obviously I've been playing hours and hours and hours of Monster Ranch or Hop-A-Bout. I think it's a really fun game. It's goofy as heck, and again, I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm going to just start going into my review. You can watch the review. I needed to play a lot of hours of it because I started from the beginning, and I got almost to the furthest that I've ever gotten in the game, and there's like, I mean, 100 levels or something like that, but I've never gotten to the end to find out, so I still intend to play the game more in the future, but man, it gets hard. So if you want to check that out, this video, you can see it. Also been playing Retro Game Challenge 2, which I mentioned last month. I picked it up at MagFest this year, and it was a repro cart, and I was really worried about it working because the guy that sold it to me said, hey, hang on to your receipt because sometimes these DS games are finicky. I was like, all right, you guys have a pulse, sweet, awesome, thank you. I appreciate that honesty, that's really nice, but it also made me really concerned, and it works perfectly fine. It's awesome if you find it from these guys. I don't know if anyone else is selling them because one of my friends, Brandon, my coworker Brandon, he wanted the game and he hasn't been able to find it anywhere. So maybe if you see it at a convention, you probably want to pick it up. I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks and totally worth it. There's no chance that game's ever coming out here, so you might as well get the repro. If you played Retro Game Challenge 1, it's got some more of the same and it's got some new games. I had heard some people say that the second one wasn't as good as the first, but it's got most of the games from the first as far as I can tell so far, so I don't see how it could be worse, but there are some things in the new one that's not my favorite. It's got an adventure game in it, and I don't really like adventure games that much. That's probably one of my least favorite genres of game, although I do like some adventure games. This one I do like because it's, you know, GameCenter CX centered. So that sounded really weird, but that's something that I like, obviously. So I'm just like a fan of the show. So it's like, Arino and the people from the show, this is cool. So I do like that, but it does kind of slow to a complete halt when you play that. You're like, oh man, I'm playing this shooting game and I'm playing this cool like kung fu game. And then it's like, oh, I'm playing this adventure game where I gotta select where I wanna look and stuff. It's good. It's a good game. I would recommend it if you find it, it's good. Also, Justin JewWario did a review of that. I'll put that in the links below as well. Check it out. It's freaking awesome. Started playing Dragon Warrior 2, and some people on Twitter, like Derek, Happy Video Game Nerd, had said it's gonna be a super long slog, and yeah, I know it's gonna be because I played the first one, and this one's supposed to be a lot bigger. Oh, and actually Alucard's Quest also said, yeah, this one's like a lot bigger than the first one. So it makes me a little concerned because of course I don't have a whole lot of time to play games, but I just kind of wanted to play through all the Dragon Quest games, you know, Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest games. And there's a new one coming out on PS4, confirmed for Europe and US, I believe, and that's gonna be on PS4. That might be the game that gets me to buy a PS4. If not that, EDF for sure, because I'm EDF to death. So playing Dragon Warrior 2 with buddy Devo Banjo, who had just beat, I think last month, Dragon Warrior after, you know, I went through the game, and he's like, hey, let's play through the games together. I mean, you can't really because, you know, I'm here and he's another state. I don't know, I don't know where it is, but whatever. So it's kind of like I'm playing the game, he's playing the game, and we're just giving each other updates. Hey, where'd you get? Oh, what level are you? And that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a fun way to play an RPG, because obviously RPGs are very much a single player affair. Oh, it's grindy, so it's gonna take me a long time to get through that one. Also been playing Tōkaidō Gojūsan-tsugi, which is 53 stations of the Tōkaidō, which I mentioned I picked up last month, and I saw it on GameCenter CX, and I was like, this game looks awesome, and I intended to check it out. And then I also saw Justin, aka JewWario, I'm gonna put that video down there as well, did a video of it, and it's freaking awesome. Check it out, and the game is brilliant. I really love that game. It's kind of like a simple platformer, but it's so weird, and it's totally right up my alley. It's super Japanese, and it's super fun, and it's hard. So on to game pickups. As I mentioned, shouldn't be buying games, but I did. I went to the store for one thing, and it was a video game store, so I just went ham, as I do. And I actually went there today because I remember there was something in the case that I didn't want to pass up, and it was a good price, and I needed it. I didn't need it, but you know, I wanted it. So I went there and I bought more games, because you know, duh, just dumbing it up. So anyway, got those. I kind of knew that coming up here, I'm gonna be coming into a little bit of money because tax return is, you know, tax return time, and I already know what I'll be getting, and it'll be enough to pay off debt, which I do have, so shouldn't be buying this stuff. But it's going to be enough to get me into the black again, and I've been in the red for a while, so it's nice to finally be in the positive. So that's nice. Speaking of which, actually, I haven't yet been able to monetize on my videos, but I'm working on that right now. Thank you guys so much last month for giving me all your opinions on it, and everyone was very much in favor of me monetizing, and it was kind of like the, you know, the sentiment of people had been telling me this in my personal life, like, what are you doing? You know, you haven't already? Like, what's wrong with you? So that's really nice to hear. I really appreciate that. You guys are the best. You guys are the best fans. I'm sure everyone says that about their fans, but you guys are actually the best. Other people know. And several people had mentioned doing a Patreon, which, I mean, I've seen that several times. I don't even know what it is. It's just, as far as I could tell, it was like, hey, if you like my stuff, give me money. I don't really know if that's what it is, but it seems like there might also be like incentives. I need to really look into it. Why am I telling you about it? But I don't know what it is, so I need to do some research, but maybe I'll do that. Let me know what you think about Patreon. I mean, discuss. Is it good? Is it bad? What is it? You don't have to educate me on it, but what's your opinion on it? Should I do it? Yay or nay? Why or why not kind of thing. If you could let me know, that'd be super sweet. Thank you. So I guess I'd be monetizing on the ads on YouTube and Patreon. Is that how it works? I don't really know. Like I said, that's my job to research. Why am I asking? But like I said, you guys are always very positive and supportive, and really an oasis in the cold, harsh land of the internet. Or at least that's how I tend to perceive it sometimes, because I see just horrible things on the internet sometimes. Not that I'm looking, but I'll just be like, man, people's reaction to stuff is just so harsh, you know? And you guys have always been really cool. So I don't know why I'm always like kind of nervous, because you guys are always cool. So I really appreciate that. Thank you guys very much. Okay, without further ado, games. I have a wish list of sorts. I have an app on my phone that I store all my games. It's over 1,500. I broke the 1,500 mark. I remember I was talking about that last month. It's official. I don't remember the number. I'll have to look at my thing. But it also has an area for like a wish list. So, you know, instead of keeping notes, some of these games were on my wish list. Bionic Commando on NES. I swore I had this game, but I totally didn't have this game. For some reason I thought I did, and I didn't, so now I do. Done. Awesome game. I don't know why I never had this game. The reason I didn't have it is because I had it on Game Boy Advance. Some kind of Capcom collection had this on there. I think it also had Mighty Final Fight. It was a very cool collection. I also have it on Xbox 360 now that I think about it, but whatever. I just want the original, you know. Bible Adventures, classic. This one I remember seeing like almost a decade ago. Watching Angry Video Game Nerds videos, and it cracked me up. And it actually looked like, I mean, obviously it's not a good game, but it kind of looked like a game I wanted to check out, so I did, for some reason. RC Helicopter, Remote Control Simulation by Agetech, I think, or Agetech, who knows. But I think it is a Japanese game. And this one, I mean, I looked on the back and I was like, that's pretty good. Actually, what happened was I bought a game at the store when I went to go buy that one thing, and I bought a Sega Master System game that didn't work, and it was Ken Seiden or something like that. I really wanted to play that, but it didn't work, so I had to bring it back and exchange it for some other stuff, and I didn't quite use up my credit, and I was like, I'll pick up something else. And I had been looking at this, and I just thought, I'll check it out. It looks interesting, so I'll check it out and I'll let you know. I just like to try new stuff. Like, that's my thing. Like, I'm all into new stuff. If I think it's like, you know, that might be interesting, sometimes you try and it's not good, sometimes it is, but it's just kind of the adventure of trying something new that's fun. Heading in, not knowing if it's gonna be good or not, you know, I don't know. I like that, and sometimes it's disappointing, but it's worth it. It's worth the risk because sometimes you come up like, man, Monster Rancher Hop-A-Bout is a really fun game. That's exactly what happened. I thought it was Monster Rancher because you'll see in the video I am talking about it a little bit. It says Monster Rancher on the generic copy that I have, and I thought it was Monster Rancher, and I've been looking for that forever. And then I looked on the back, I was like, this isn't Monster Rancher. What is this? A Hop-A-Bout? I don't know. And then I played it, and I really enjoyed it. Super Nintendo got Hyperzone. This is a goofy, it almost looks like, I did actually play this after I bought it, shortly after, which doesn't happen very often, believe it or not. This is like, it's a shooter, but it's like from behind, it kind of looks like F-Zero in a lot of ways, and it's a shooter that looks like F-Zero, so it's kind of a awkward 3D, kind of make you sick kind of shooter, but it's interesting. I enjoyed what I played so far, so we'll check it out later more later. Have a bunch of import games. I'll save those for later because those are interesting always. Picked up and haven't even taken out of the plastic Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I had to look because I had heard someone talking about this and it actually got decent reviews, and I was like, hey, that's a video game, so I bought it. I like Mario games, so I'll probably like this. And who doesn't like Toad's voice? Oh, it's just the best. Wah, wah, wah. I don't know if he's like that in this game, hopefully not. This is one of those games I told you about that I had to exchange the other Sega Master System game for, Penguin Land. Penguin Land Sega Master System. I might have talked about this game in one of my videos a while back, another pickup video, and I ended up returning it because I thought it was broken. And I was actually mistaken. It's not broken, I'm broken. I was trying to use the power base converter that you can use, you know, Sega Genesis, you put a power base converter on, you can play Mega games, what? The Mega cartridge is what I looked at. You can play Master System games, and I actually tried it on my Retron 5 and it didn't work. That's because I was trying to use a Sega Genesis controller. So I think it was actually Joe Redifer from GameSack who told me that it will work, you just have to use a Sega Master System controller, which I do have. So I plugged it in and it worked perfectly fine. And man, I remember playing this at a store and it's fun, but it is hard. Like, I couldn't even get past the first level. I didn't try for very long, but yeah, challenging game. Challenging puzzle game, kind of. Oh, I should have done this first because this is exciting. I picked up Wanderers from East 3 manual. It cost me a few bucks or something, but I don't know. I have the game, so I wanted the manual. And I also got the Pilot Wings manual. Wow, awesome pickups. Wow, Eric, thanks for showing me. Sorry, don't mean to waste your time, sorry. Got some really cool stuff over here I'm gonna talk about in a minute. There's a used video game store that I used to work at, and this was one of the ones in the chain that I went and checked out, and I saw my coworker that I hadn't seen for like a decade and a half. This guy was selling these Game Boy games for super cheap, so anyway, that's why I got these. I got Wario Blast featuring Bomberman. I love Bomberman, that's awesome. I also love Wario. Adventure Island on Game Boy. I have Adventure Island. Let's see what Game Boy's version is like. Adventure Island 2. And these are cool because someone put, I guess it might have come with it, but it comes with like little codes and stuff on the back. The other ones are like that. Some of these were like whoever the kid was that sold these are pretty sweet. Is it mint condition? No, but it's cool. Spanky's Quest. How can you not buy a game that's named that? I have it on Super Nintendo, but this is on Game Boy, and some kid wrote some stuff on the back. We'll see what that means. That's kind of fun. I don't like it when people write their names on there, but if you put something useful, that's all right. Joe and Mac for the Game Boy. I have this on Super Nintendo, and now I have it on the Game Boy. I don't know what to say about it. I was like, check it out. SD Gundam Lacroan Heroes. I believe Game Boy is region free, and I really hope I'm like positive it is, because I remember playing a Japanese Pokemon game on it. So this was in there and it was super cheap. And you know what? If it's cheap, just take a risk on it. Just take the risk. Hopefully it's good. I haven't played it yet. Just got this on my trek to the store today. Astro Boy on Game Boy Advance. I had heard again and again how good this game was, and now I'm gonna finally find out. It's decently priced. I'm gonna peep it. Yakuza Dead Souls for PS3. I've been trying to collect the Yakuza games. I haven't even played them, but I'm just collecting them because one day I'll just go through all of them, I guess. Heard good things about the Yakuza series. I don't know about this game. Decent. Muramasa the Demon Blade on Wii. This game I got to play at Lance's almost a year ago, which is crazy now. But it's a gorgeous game. I believe it was made by the same people that made Odin Sphere, and it looks like it. It is a gorgeous 2D, I don't know, but I remember playing it briefly and it was very cool. This game was super cheap, and it seemed like it should be worth more than that. So definitely a good pickup, I think. I own it on PSP now, but whatever. I want it anyway. Here's kind of a silly pickup. I gave someone my PlayStation a while back, years ago, because I didn't need it because I was playing stuff on PS2, but actually I didn't think of it. I have like a bunch of import games and I have a little converter, fantastic. I have a converter that goes in the back, the parallel IO port, and I don't know if that works on the PS2, if you try and use the converter that you use to play PS2 import games and put a PS1 game in there. I have no idea, and I just kind of wanted one, done. It was cheap. That's really why I did it. It wasn't completely in excess. I got all this for 20 bucks. I thought that was a good deal. SD Gundam's Heroes something or other. I checked this out. It was pretty hard, but what I played of it so far is pretty cool. There are a ton of games in the SD Gundam series. Daiba. This is really interesting. It's kind of like a horizontal shooter, but it's also got some really weird overhead view flying around thing or something. I don't know. It's interesting. I didn't know what this was, but after a while I found out. Actually, Peter Bernard at the Peter Bernard on Twitter was nice enough to translate this for me because my kanji's not so good. I only know, I don't know, 50 to 100 characters at max probably. But he was able to tell me that this is Legend of Kage, as also known as Legend of Cage for a lot of people. What is this, another SD Gundam game or something like that on Famicom, Super Famicom, Sufami? Haven't played it, I don't think. Densha de Go! That's not really Densha de Go, but it is SL Densha Ikol, which sounds like kind of a knockoff. It's by Tomy. It looks a lot like Densha de Go, so I want to check it out. And one day I'd really like to have one of those like big controllers. There's a GameCenter CX episode where he plays Densha de Go. It's a train simulator game. You drive a train. I mean, that's how Japanese is that. That's only Japanese. There's no anything but Japanese in that. Beat Mania Append Gotta Mix 2. It was cheap. Beat Mania Append Third Mix. Cheap. Obviously these are import PlayStation games. And finally, I don't know which of these last two things are cooler, but hear this. This was the reason I went to the game store today. This is New Ghostbusters 2 on the Famicom. This game I could not find for less than like 60 or 80 bucks online, and I think I got this for 29 or 39, something like that. But I knew I had to have it, and so I picked it up, and now I got it. And this game is awesome. I got to play it at MagFest this year, and actually it was Ben Patton of Port Center that showed me this game, and it's freaking awesome. I think I'd seen it before. I think actually I saw, wasn't it one of the reviews that Angry Video Game Nerd did? I think that was where I first saw it, and it looks awesome, and I cannot find it for anything less online, and the game store I went to has some good prices, so good on you, awesome. Like this game, want to play it, love this game. Sitting right next to it was this, Boxing Micro versus System. So this is an old, basically the Game & Watch series kind of game, Nintendo history right here. Freaking awesome. Oh, that looks like crap. There we go. You can kind of see the boxers there. And I'm not playing it right now, but where's my controls? Hold on. A lot of you probably already know this. You're like, whatever, welcome to last freaking 2 decades ago. But the controllers come out here. I saw this on GameCenter CX, and they unravel. That's sweet. Totally unravel out of there. And you could play this 2 players. You've got 2 controllers, and then you close this, and you know, I don't want to ruin it right now, but you close it, and then you can play this game sitting next to another person. How freaking cool is that? That's freaking cool. It won't shut off. I gotta battery it out. I don't know how to turn it off. This is a long video, sorry. Finally, the moment I've been waiting for. Hopefully you care about this, but I'm gonna open it anyway. I'm not sure who this is from. It doesn't have a return address, but you can see my P.O. box on there if you didn't get it before. Done. What could it be? It's flat. This is what it reads. It's so awesome. I bet you've never been so excited to receive stamps before. I've just increased your stamp collection by 800%. That's for sure. And it says Gar from Ireland. That's freaking awesome. It's amazing to me that I have fans, period, let alone international fans. That's amazing. What? That's awesome. Man, that package was a little folded up. I was concerned about this, but actually these are in perfect condition. He said that he had some video game stamps for me and that's what he wanted to send. So he was one of the people that made me go get a P.O. box. Freaking awesome. You got Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Super Mario, and Sonic. Ooh, Sonic and Mario together. I know that happens a lot nowadays, but in the past, think about how crazy that is. You would never have thought that back in the 80s. Ah, that's freaking amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is amazing. That is so cool. It's great because I got to mail some stuff and this is just, no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'll keep these forever. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I can't stop saying amazing because it is. It amazes me that I have fans that send me stuff. Freaking awesome. Thank you very much. This is from Denmark. Not one, but 2 international fans. That's freaking awesome. What could it be? I'm trying to make sure I don't show any information. Oh, what? Wow. Sonic Mega Collection Plus on PlayStation 2. I thought he was just gonna send me, oh, that's sweet. Wow, this is like packed. This is a huge freaking booklet, PAL version. So I have a converter for my PS2, so this should work on that. Thank you very much, that is awesome. This is so heavy, it's crazy. Oh, Peggy 12 Plus. We don't have Peggy over here, we got ESRB or something. Whoa, oh, holy cow. Palcom Software, I know that name. Road Fighter. I have no idea what this game is, but I'm excited to try it. Like I said, I just like new games, so that's freaking sweet. I'm gonna play this and get back to you. It's like in perfect condition. Man, sending me all these games. I just thought he was gonna send me the thing he made, which he told me about. Oh, snap. PlayStation 2 Red Faction, which I don't have. This is one that I'm pretty sure when Derek came out here, this is the game we were playing. I could be mistaken, but yeah, Destroy the Environment. Yeah, this is definitely, oh, freaking sweet. Thank you, awesome. Game collection is growing, it's freaking crazy. He sent me a note, L-A-S-S-E, I could be doing that wrong. Lasse, that's awesome. Sweet, thank you very much. Oh, that's awesome. Different art for Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the PAL version of Sonic the Hedgehog. Mega Drive, how cool is that? What, they should have called it the Mega Drive out here. That sounds so much cooler than Sega Genesis. Then we wouldn't have good lines like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, I couldn't picture this kind of thing. But the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, freaking amazing. Dang. He messaged me and said that he had made Let's Get logo out of perler art. And I was thinking, oh, cool. And I was thinking like the actual logo. It's not just that, it's also Goemon. So custom perler art. Goemon, Let's Get, that is freaking amazing. That is perfect. All the perler art you ever see is from, you know, straight out of the game. I mean, it's just literally that. So it's the exact sprite in the game. This is 100% original. He just looked at like a picture of Goemon, created that, and put the Let's Get logo under it. That is amazing. So awesome. Very talented. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I got a P.O. box because I knew that my friend from Ireland and from Denmark both wanted to send me something. I thought, how cool is that? I'll never get a chance to get those stamps or this anywhere else. So it was priceless to me. So I just wanted to get the P.O. box for that, if nothing else. So thank you guys very much. Thank you everybody for your support. Thank you so much to Gar from Ireland. It's so amazing. People from overseas sending me stuff. And Lasse from Denmark. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you everyone for your support. And you know, I'm really encouraged by this, of course, and also being able to get stuff out this month. And I think this could be a good year for me and my show, hopefully. So things are looking up. So appreciate that very much. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next month.